topic is the mentoring engine driving innovation and scale up success with coaches, cash, and connect. In this keynote session, we'll explore the crucial role of innovation driven enterprises in economic prosperity and social impact. We'll look into how to build a successful innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem, which is the focus of a lot of the various companies that we are seeing here present today. So I'm pleased to introduce to you our next speaker, Associate Professor Natcha Tawisang Sakunthai, Board Member of National Innovation Agency of Thailand and Chulalongkorn School of Integrated Innovation. Please join me in welcoming her to the stage.
สวัสดีค่ะ Good afternoon everyone and welcome to today's sessions on mentoring engines driving innovations scale up success with coach catch and connection. My name is Natcha Tawisang Sakunthai. I'm a board member of Thailand National Innovation Agencies and the newest School of Integrated Innovation, Chulalongkorn Universities. I do believe in innovations for society and that the international collaboration will help us scaling up actions towards our global sustainable futures. Today we're going to walk through these three stories of why scale-up nation matter, why scale-up economy matter for everyone, and how does it impacting to economic prosperities, social impact or sustainability, and importantly, job creation. And then we're going to drive through into ASEAN's startup funding values. We're going to have a look at how ASEAN performing today's in the second quarter 2024. And then what are still the challenges that we can overcome and together we can make it happen. And then we're going to go into details of what an effective innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem that help driving 10x or 100x growth based on an effective ecosystems. And at the end, we hopefully that we can help startup de-risking that business, help them successfully fundraising, and lastly, help them successfully scale up. And then at the end, we're going to have a look at the operationalize of mentoring systems, how mentoring system of coach, catch, and connection are operationalized, and how Thailand is doing right now. We are orchestrating this platform together, and as we can see today, many of you in this community of Texas, we are building the ecosystem together. I have been living in the United States for 2 years now, and this is what I found. I have been working with a startup community in the US. I live in the East Coast in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia regions. And I have been able to participate with a number of events there. And I would say because the community that help driving innovation economy. And I lately participating in Select USA, and you can see that every year the United States organizing these events to attract foreign investment to the United States. The same thing as everywhere in the world. In Canada, they also have coalitions. Made in Canada, but sell to the world. This is the mindset that we find in the North America regions. People think globally. People have entrepreneurial skills. And that is one of the key things that we have to build in these regions to help us scaling up our nation. Before I came here in June, I was invited as a keynote speaker in Washington, D.C. Innovation Summit. And people there are talking about how we can build a stronger innovation ecosystem, even though the United States is already an innovation nation, but they always find rooms for improvement, how we can make it even better. And today, I'm going to present a similar thing that I found based on my research with a team, thanks to my team here in this room as well, in helping building this research findings. And I would love to learn from your distinguished experiences in this room in terms of ASEAN's perspective too, how we can build an innovation ecosystem in Asia stronger and stronger. Before we go into the statistics, let's come into the definition. What do we mean by scale up? Different people has different definition, but I laid it down into my book. And at the end of my talk, you all will receive a free book. I wrote 3 books. on Innovation and Scale Up Nation. You can download this and using this as a reference. So when we're talking about scale up, different people name and define it differently. OECD defines scale-up company as a company that have an average annual rate of return of 20% per year and then have at least 10 employees during the first 3 years. In terms of Startup Genome, they define scale-up company is a company with a valuation more than 50 million US dollars. In short, scale-up are a company that could add revenue exponentially but using resource incrementally. Now, let's have a look at our ASEAN status. This is the latest ASEAN status of our startup ecosystems. We have learned a lot throughout the Tech Source Summit on new technologies, AI, carbon footprint, and many more, right? So we learned about how we can build values. Now we're looking at another side of how we can capturing those values. I use the data from Crunchbase, which collecting this information annually. And this year, this is a current status in July 2024. So as we can see here, in total, ASEAN could, I would say, raise fund or have an investment of 130 billion US dollars this year, 10% increase from last year. Singapore definitely is the country that could receive the highest funding. And then Indonesia, Vietnam, and Thailand is number 4. So there are a number of room for improvement, and there are many more things that we found we can make significant changes to the ecosystems. In Thailand, in general, the number of fundraising, we increased from last year 7%. And when we're looking at sector, which sector we are leading in terms of fundraising, comprising of 3 sectors: logistics, Flash Express, fintech, food tech, Lineman Wong Nai, and also Ascent. However, the deep tech sector, which is the innovation-driven enterprises that the government put so much these days, is coming. It's in the early stage of seed and pre-seed stage. And the health tech sector is rising. The health tech sector is rising. So if we're looking at top performance in terms of unicorn startup, so you know all these names, right? In Singapore, in Indonesia, in Vietnam, and in Thailand is Fresh Express, Lineman Wong Nai, and Ascent Groups. However, when we're looking at details of the data, we see a big significant gap between the top performers and average and the rest. So there are many more that we can build to these ecosystems. When we're looking at scale up, how we can help company become a scale up companies. There are several key challenges. Scale up is not easy, but it's not too difficult if we understand. So if we want to get out of the middle income traps, if we want to have competitiveness in the country, and if we want to unleash potential of people in the country, we need to help them. How to do that? We dig down into root causes of why country cannot scale. There are 3 main problems. 1, quality of the team, quality of the founder. Second, product market fit problem. What are they? People usually talk about new technologies and we have the best technologies in the world, but there's no market for it. Or you choose wrong market that cannot scale. Then that's a problem that you cannot build a scale-up company. Or now because you don't truly understand the market that you are in or you want to scale to, and that is a major problem of product market fit. Lastly, many people complain the government and say that, well, because the government do not support, well, we cannot do that alone because it's everybody help one another. It's a community problem. It is not only the problem of the government, but that is a major thing that people complain is about the support. Then what are the obstacles that people say, well, if we want to improve this problem, we need to have a lot of talents, but only talent is not enough. We need to have capacity building, to have more and more talents, to have a great founder, a great team, to build great business that can scale. So we're looking at high quality mentor. And I will ask you later on what do you think about this section. And then the second part is people complain about we don't have early stage funding. The availability of funding is not there. And then lastly, ease of doing scale up, ease of doing business. Now, the government regulation, too complicated business process, and supportive to help the company grow. So these are the three major obstacles that people usually name. Then how we can solve these critical problems. The core action that we can do right now, and people can gear towards this, is 3C. So I hope everyone, after getting out from this room, you will remember about these 3Cs as part of your mission to help driving scale up. 3C standing for coach, catch, and connection. VC do not only provide funding, but VC also provide coaching. VC also provide connection, because you have a lot of network in your hand. You have to help the company scale, not just thinking that, okay, money, that's it. It's not enough. You need to use your connection to provide them with opportunities, linking with resource to help them reducing costs, and also help them having a trust relationship with partners, so the business can scale successfully. In terms of cash, there are several ways you can get money. You can get from the government grants. For example, NIA, DAPA also provide grant, and lately BOI also provide a matching fund. So money is there. And then also getting money from venture capital, private equities, crowdfunding, and so on to drive scale-up abilities. But most importantly, coaching, long-term mentoring from experienced experts. And I see many mentoring here, sitting here in this class. I'm truly grateful for them in helping building the ecosystem moving forward. So if all of this has been done effectively, hopefully at the end, we will see economic prosperities. We will see high quality job creation, which means high paying jobs. Not just a job, but a high paying jobs. Lastly, don't forget about society. We have to think and do sustainably. That is a critical part of running a scale up and a startup company this day. This is what I found. In a thriving ecosystem, everybody is working as one team. It is no one in control, but many lead by examples. Many lead by examples. You can be a government official, you can be an accelerator, you can be a startup yourself, you can be an investor, you can be a lawyer. Everyone work as one team in helping growing this community. And we have the same goal, doing innovation for economic prosperities, doing innovation for job creation, high quality job creation, and doing innovation for sustainability. These are the three key objectives of driving innovation. I make a summary of an effective innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem towards scale up in these pictures. If you read books in the West, you will see the names such as a jockey, a horse, and a racetrack. In the West, they're looking at these startup and scale up games as a sport competitions. It's like a sport competition where you are on a horse racing competitions. But in Asia, I would shift it a little bit. In Asia, we valued food. In Thailand, Thailand is heaven for food, leisure, and tourism, and so on. So I would love to picturing this environment into, I would say, a global, scalable restaurant chain. What are the key components of a restaurant that can scale successfully? What, how, and who. I divide into three parts. What, how, and who. What, you always saying that the best food coming from the best ingredients. Fresh ingredients, fresh meats, and so on. That is part of it, definitely. Another people say, well, successful restaurant because you have great recipes. Because you have a secret recipes that no one have. That's why you have a successful restaurant. But I would say the most important part of this innovation ecosystem is in the middle of who. When we're talking about who, it means the quality of the founder who has global mindset, who has an entrepreneurial mindset and skills, and who has a great team. At the same time, with great investor and great partners. If we have these great teams, your business can scale easily. But how we can help the whole team working effectively we need core engine, which is in the middle of mentoring system of coach, catch, and connection. And then the rest are the supportive ecosystem, like the government support, the rules and regulations, enablers such as digital skills and infrastructure, and we have a cultures of helpfulness and collaborative. This is something that you will find in every thriving ecosystems. So based on this, now I would love to learn from you, because you are in these ecosystems. You have some challenges and you have some needs and desire. I would love to learn from you, based on your experiences and your need at the moment, which of the three C do you believe is most critical for enhancing the success of startup in innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem? So please, Ka. Right, thank you. So let me show you my results. This is a result that I found everywhere I go. I ask these questions. People would say, well, 3C is great. It is actually they would say it's the bottlenecks. It is the barrier that the business cannot grow because we don't have connection, because we don't have great coach, because we don't have money. But in different situations, you need different things, right? But majority of people that I found, they need connection because they said, if I have the right connection, it will lead to great coach. And if I have great coach, it will lead to funding. So these are the three C that I would say all of them are important, but different stage, you need different C. So if you are a venture builder, if you are a venture capitals, if you are a government official, if you want your startup to scale up and help them scale successfully, don't forget about these three C, whether you have all these three C complete or not. And the output of this system is you will help de-risking startup, help them successful fundraising, and help them scale up. And hopefully at the end, you will reach your objective. In Thailand, before we target for 5 unicorns, but now I think the government changed into 7 unicorns. And now at the moment we have 3. So we have to do a lot more, another 4, and hopefully we can achieve that goal if we have this ecosystem working together as one. So if we're looking at how we can operationalize these systems, a number of government agencies and universities and also private sector try to come up with framework and how we can help one another. So this is a framework in Thailand in terms of coaching. We have a school program, a plus program, source of funding from government, from investment opportunity, and now university can invest in their own spin-off as well. This is a new scheme from Thai universities. And lastly, a synergic network. National innovation agencies. Recently, we formalized our strategy to become a focal orchestrator or focal conductor, working, partnering with other partners. And the 3 mission of NIA today is Gloom, Grant, and Growth. And lately, we're focusing on global, going to global, help company to go to a global stage. BOI, yesterday, if you listen to the director of BOI, he just mentioned about new schemes. In addition to long-term residential visas, capital gain tax, and several others, now we have new schemes of BOI matching fund, 20 to 50 million baht, or about 1.4 million US dollars matching fund with the investor. So this is a very good time for investor to invest in Thai startup, because a lot of government now understand and try to support and push. We organizing July Deep Tech Demo Day last year, and this is the results. So our 9 deep tech spin-off, which coming from the universities, make a pitch, and we receive like a lot of participants coming, the investor, now realizing that we do have potential to scale. Many of them bringing in from the United States. They said they never know before that Thailand have this startup, like excellence, entrepreneur, and we successfully secured 10 million US dollars from that event. Lately, Montgomery County, Maryland, and Thailand has been signing an MOU on making a bridge between Thailand and United States, bringing US startup company to scale in Asia through Thailand from national innovation agencies and also the Federation of Thai Industry. And at the same time, if we want to scale the United States, we can going through this bridge, and then the Montgomery County, Maryland will help supporting the scale up. And that is the more opportunities that we provide for Thai entrepreneur and Thai startup. Some examples of the programs that we have been doing together. We have been running a pre-seed accelerator with the Founder Institute in Washington, D.C. and Bangkok programs. The first cohort in March this year, and there will be a second cohort coming. The 4 companies of Thai startup did excellence, significantly improved, especially in terms of ability to make a pitch, ability to make a business model that can scale in the United States. Many of them has given like significantly appreciation to the programs, and these 3 C's is embedded in the program of coach, catch, and connection. So in summary, innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem can thrive and sustainable if we have a strategic coherence and systematic collaboration among several parties: government, investor, startup, lawyers, communities, universities, citizen. Together, we can build a scale-up nation. And the scale-up nation will bring in economic prosperities, high-quality job creation, and don't forget sustainability part. Together, we can do this. 3C of coach, catch, and connection. And I do believe that through collaboration, through co-creation, we can go far. Thank you very much ค่ะ ขอบคุณค่ะ